Hi everyone, welcome back. Today we are making a flip book, and guess what? We are not using craft. We are using white. This comes from Hobby Lobby, Paper Studio brand, and I have already folded the gussets and mostly all of them. So if you need to know how to fold the gusset, what I normally do is I just take the tip and roll it to the very tip portion right here. So right there, and I flatten it just like that. And you know, whenever you're making books, usually books have big spines, that portion. So that's the gusset that we are discussing and making. So I am going to go ahead and apply a few layers of tape on the flaps of the envelope, and we will piece this thing together. Okay, because I cannot find my tape runner, I am trying a different little, well, not different method, but I'm just trying. I'm putting a big strip of tear tape, although I've been cutting it. And you have to be careful when you are applying your tape on to that, because you want to be very mindful of your folded lines or gussets or anything that you're going to be putting down. You don't want it to cover that, because it makes for an awkward time later on in the project. So what I've done, I've just taken a big strip, and then I've taken the thinner strips of tear tape and been applying it. You can tear it off at the very beginning. Sometimes I am good with it, and then other times I tear a little bit too much. And we'll connect the first one together just so, and you see right here I went over just a smidgen, so hopefully that doesn't affect it too much. And just pull this tape up, excuse me, the protective sheet over the double-sided tape. I really do enjoy double-sided tape. On my desk at work, I had a double-sided tape dispenser, and everybody would come in and be like, "What is that for?" And they was like, "Oh, I forgot, you're crafty. You craft, so of course you gotta have special tape." I'm like, really? Really? Did you just say I had to have special tape? And so now all I'm doing is just applying this very tip corner to the very tip of that. And if you notice, we're not going in this portion at all, because that is our gusset or the fold. So we're going to go right there, being mindful of where our fold is, and we're going to apply it down with some pressure. And keep in mind that if you screw it up, you can always undo it, because it is just paper, even though you know you work really hard on some of these projects and you don't, I know I don't like to start over once I've started a project and I've gotten, you know, pretty good into it, but sometimes it happens. Okay, so this is how it's going to look so far. And normally I would put these like open, going to the right side of the paper if you're looking down at it. But today I have decided that I'm going to try something else versus my normal. So now I'm going to, I've already applied some tape right there, and I am going to put this back that way. Okay. I hope y'all are having a great day. It is March, close to the end of March, and I hope to get this up right after Easter, because I'm going to try to do this today and mail it out tomorrow or Monday after Easter. It is a, if I don't mail it, no. And what I'm doing is I am pulling this up. I don't want to throw it in trash. My fold the original fold is right here, and this is the fold that I need to fold it on. So when you do create your gussets, you can definitely make sure that they fold backwards and forwards. And I thought I had did that before I got on to make this with you all, but I guess I didn't do it to every last one of them. Okay, so there we go. Can you all do a handstand? I know that's a crazy question to ask, but I can't. I would say that I am definitely a tomboy, or was a tomboy growing up. Now I'm super like, oh, that hurts. And my boyfriend's like, really? Really? But anyway, here's how it looks so far. So open, close, close. But what we're going to do is we're going to have it like that. Just follow the madness for a few minutes and you'll see. Do you, or can you do a handstand? I grew up in Houston, Texas, and I, did a lot of things that people that have little to no money do. Street racing in the streets, and maybe that's just country people. I don't know. Let me know in the comment section below if you did that, and maybe your kids do it now. Well, probably not, because it's much more dangerous now than it was when I was growing up. You have to be home before the street lights came on. Don't let your mama call your name twice. But my mom was very protective of me in some instances, so I didn't get a chance to enjoy a lot of the craziness that I hear people describing. My boyfriend grew up up until a certain age, he grew up in New York, and he said they used to jump from rooftop to rooftop. I'm like, no wonder our son is the little daredevil that he is. He's always making me freak out. Anyway, when I was growing up, I used to play a lot with the neighborhood kids, which was mostly guys, boys, or whatever. And so my mom would never really let me do some of the things. I always wanted to learn how to do a backflip, though. I don't know why. I just did. I was thinking about a coworker of mine just now when I was taping this. I'm not sure why. Maybe because it was supposed to go backwards. And he can do a backflip. So jealous of that. So let me know if you've ever done a backflip or can do somersaults. Yes, somersaults as well. I can't do any of that. I was always afraid that I was going to break my neck. And we instill it in our kids when they're growing up, right? And my mom definitely said, don't do that, you're going to break your neck. Don't do that, you're going to break this. Don't do that, you're going to break this. And so now my little one is trying to stand on the table. I'm like, don't do that, you're going to do this. Don't do that, you're going to do that. When in all actuality, I think it's just fear. From the parent, I guess. No worries, though. He still does it when mommy's not looking. Which I guess is a part of growing up and learning, setting your boundaries, or knowing your limitations. So, a lot of people have parents that said when they fall or hurt themselves, that's what you get. Right? Have you ever heard that? Have you ever told your child that? Because I told you not to do it in the first place, and you went ahead and jumped on the cabinets and bust your face open. And now we're going to the emergency room. I had that happen to me before. When I lived in Brenham, Texas, this was a long time ago when I was a little girl. I was roller skating in the kitchen. The kitchen was like this big. And I fell and busted my lip. Like my whole mouth was bleeding really, really bad. Oh my goodness. Talk about hysterics. My mom and I both were hysterical. Good times now when I think about it, because those are the memories that I cherish and hold on tightly to, because as I'm getting older, some of the things that I cherished as a child, I don't cherish those things anymore. My memory is shot. It's horrible. I have a really, really bad memory, and I tell you all that a lot. On the last one, I did not create gussets. I am using the original fold that was in there, and this is the last page. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I wanted to do 7, but I have to figure out how these folds are going when I get ready to create. But I fell in the kitchen, bust my face open, you know, the lips or whatever, and I had buck teeth growing up. Thankfully, they grew into my head properly, right? And I didn't get in trouble. Like, I didn't get a whipping because my mom saw the blood. And she was hysterical. I was hysterical. It was just a big mess. And so, of course, she poured sugar on it. I'm not sure what that sugar does, but that's probably what her mama did to her or her brother or sister when they were growing up. So she did that to me. Stop the bleeding. I'm just going to varnish all these down now that I have applied the tape in the spots that I want the tape to go in. And just be careful of your gussets, because if you varnish the new gussets or even the old gussets, sometimes you can take that fold line right back out, and you don't want to do that. So yeah, I was just thinking about that. Many of us, I'm quite sure, have some fond, random, crazy childhood memories that you're like, I can't believe I did that as a child. Okay, so now how we're folding this is going to be so cool and awesome. All right, so this is how it looks, and I almost got a good gusset this time, you all. Let's see, maybe we can do it this way, because I don't want that pocket to be on the outside. I definitely want it to be on the inside, and it's still on the outside because I put this on the backwards. Okay, no worries, we will work with that as well. All right, and I guess I could always just add another one on, right, to create a fold out right here. I could do a fold out right there, but I am not bothered by that at all. This is really cool so far. And let's go ahead and get some paper. Now I want this to be cutesy. It is going to be like a little mini flip book album, so I want it to be cute. So let's get some paper. Okay, so I'm just going to take a pencil really quickly and mark the pages. I learned this from the Clumsy Crafter. She makes beautiful albums, and of course I'm not trying to emulate that right now. I'm just trying to make sure, because I have did some not rearranging, but I wanted the back to be plain and simple, so I want to make sure that I am able to have everything good. I don't want this, even though it's okay, I don't want that pocket poking out. So what I've decided to do is try and make sense of this, so when I'm folding it around, it looks normal and better. So I'm going to just go ahead and mark this up, and then I'll show you the paper pad I chose. Okay, before I show you the paper pad, I just want to show you what I have done. And unfortunately, because I was not paying attention, I was trying something different. See what happens when you step out on a different limb. Sometimes it holds your weight, and then sometimes you create a happy accident, right? 1, I feel like the count, 2, and so here we go. All right, when this will open, it's going to be 1, and this will be 2, and then the person's going to pull this out, so 3, and she will scroll over 4, 5, 6 right here, and then this will flip back to 7. Then she'll fold it in 8, 9, 10. So it goes right back into the book. So that's just something that I need to keep in mind when I am creating. So just one more time. 1, 2, pull, which is cool. 3, 4, 5, 6, and then this will fold back. 7, 8, 9, 10. And then the book kind of closes, but the only thing is this needs to close like that. Okay. Does that make sense? I hope so. All right, so put this aside for now. And then I have this cutesy paper pad that I picked up from Hobby Lobby many moons ago. It's from 2009. It is a very, very cute paper collection. I actually use some of this in my own child's decor because I wanted it to be safari. So, you know, Jung-a-low, Bung-a-low baby. And they were clearancing some of their baby, or some of their, these, let's see, 2009, just in case you're interested. And I'm not sure if they have this in stock or not. I know a lot of people have posted and said that they are getting rid of, they're downsizing, they're adding, they're taking away, which really kind of sucks because if you think about it, depending on where you live, it's only three or four big box craft places. It's Hobby Lobby, Joann Fabric, Michael's, and AC Moore. And of course, you know, if you live on the East Coast, they have the Christmas Tree Shop, which is really like a store you can buy stuff from. And then if you live on like the lower East Coast, to the south, they have, I don't know if it's Tuesday mornings in California, but they have Tuesday morning. I know that they're expanding daily. But those aren't really dedicated craft stores. Those are, I have a little bit of everything in me stores. So they, to my knowledge, there's only really 4 that are like nationwide where you can go online and order stuff. Because you can go wherever you live, you can order. In America, I think you can order from Michael's, Joann, Hobby Lobby, and that's pretty much it. You can't order from AC Moore because they don't have an online store. But if you shop at Blitsy.com, you can definitely go to Blitsy.com because they have some things in their store in AC Moore. So that's a good thing as well. So I'm going to go ahead and do a quick flip through for you. I always turn the paper around this way. I'm not sure why, even though, you know, it's definitely directional. But I turn it around that way so you can, I'll have a better grasp of it. Alright, so I don't think I'm going to be using any of the treated pages. I don't really want to use that because the treated pages are more, in my opinion, girly. And this is not for a girl. This is for a little boy. But that is really cute. And by treat, I mean, you know, it has glitter on it. Not everyone is into glitter. I know a lot of people like it, but they don't want it in their homes. This is so cute. If you stopped at Michael's, you know, Michael's has a chipboard album with onesies, so that's really cute. And we have 10 pages to cover, and I'm going to cheat. I'm going to probably use 2 or 3 pages and cover the whole book with just 2 or 3 pages. So I'm going to be using the pacifiers, the rubber duckies, makes me think of Ernie, this green baby, this right here, I call it picnic basket or picnic, but I think it's gingham, I'm not sure, that pattern, and then this yellow striped pattern, the pacifiers, the rattles, and the onesies, which are right here. So I'm going to go ahead and pull those pages out and do some Cricut cutting. I just want to point out something really quickly. You see this right here, it's a lot darker than this actual pattern. This is very light in comparison to that one. That's probably the only one that's like that. Maybe the pink as well. So just keep that in mind. I know that the patterns are usually on the front of the paper pad when you purchase them. But if you want to get a very good look at what you're purchasing, you can definitely try to do a flip through. So you see this pink is the exact same color. So the only color that's off is this light blue. It's very, very light here and it's darker here, which I would have preferred a darker than lighter. But, you know, we're going to make it no matter what. So I am going to go ahead and do some measurements and cut these down. And just so you know, I think for page 1, I'm going to do this one right here. These are either the rubber duckies because that is cute. This is cute as well though. Look at this. I do think that 6x6 paper pads are probably easier to create flip books, but I don't have this one in there. Yep, I think I'm going to go with this because it says it has all these words from the Cutie Pie Special Delivery onesies. I Love Mommy, Bundle of Joy. And we'll get started. Okay, everyone. I just want you to see something. I have been working with this paper right here. It's from Michael's Recollection brand for a few days. I've created a few projects with it, and I've made videos that just haven't come up. You'll probably see this video before you see those other videos, I think. But you know, I am measuring this 4 inches, right? So if you can see right here that says 4 inches, and it's almost perfectly on line. You see right here, it is over the line, and I've adjusted it and everything. And here I was thinking that I was doing something incorrect. So let's just see right here. You can see it is 4 inches. 4 inches, and it's off. It is not straight. So I just wanted to come on and tell you that I'm not crazy. There's something wrong with this paper. It's off, which is cool. No worries. I'll just attempt to trim it. So if you bought the paper sheets, just be careful, because this is not a scrap pad. It is not supposed to be ill-shaped, but you can see right here that I am clearly on 4. The paper is adjusted on all areas. In all areas, it's adjusted and it's off. So I have been making cards that have been crooked, and I just had to keep cutting to adjust it. But now I see that it is off a little bit, which is crazy. That's just crazy. Let's see. This is not off. Is it? Nope. Yep, it's off too, because if you can see right here, I am all the way to the top of this line. Please don't ask me why I have a measuring tape. It's so handy. Let's see if I can show you all this. So, if I go all the way to the very tip of this piece of paper, it is definitely off. Not a big deal, but it was a little bit alarming to me because I was like, this Fiskars is off, but no, it's not. And I'll show you on another sheet. So this is the paper that I got. Unless 4 inches is off, it's crooked, and it's not. See, it fits fine on this. Anyway, I will be showing you the colors that I chose shortly. Okay, I'm just going to quickly show you the colors that were chosen, stop the video, and start again because I don't want it to, it's already going to be long. It's probably going to be like 3 parts. But anyway, this is going to be the front. And I'm going to try to find one that has most complete. I like this one that says I love mommy, I love daddy. So hopefully I can find that in this cut. Nope. So we'll see. But this one says Bundle of Joy. That's really cute. And it has this little octopus. Excuse me. Octopus. Giraffe. But this one has more animals. So we'll probably go with that one. That's a good one. And then we got the pacifier. Then we got the rubber ducky. We got baby. And then these just are patterns. And it was going this way at first, and I chose to go this way. And then we have this little onesie as well. This pattern right here. The rattles. And then just this plain blue. Because I do plan on doing some stamping and edge inking. And what I want to tell you all is that I tried to cut them all the exact same size. Of course, that, as I'm looking at, did not work out. But you see how this has a bigger or large gusset, and then this one has a smaller gusset. What I decided to do is, you know, this is going to be the front. This will be the front of one. And then what I didn't want to do is get in here where you have this little tiny gusset and try to figure out a size. So what I wanted to do was just keep them all the same size to fit the original envelope. And then once I close the book, what I plan on doing is just taking a ink and just inking these edges so they all have the same exact inked edge. Anyway, hopefully you'll stick around for part 2, 3, 4, hopefully no more than 4, but it could go longer. Thank you all for watching. Hope you have a great day. Happy crafting.